This week, the French magazine where the murders occurred last week, Charlie Hebdo, will publish not 50,000 or 60,000 copies as they usually do, not even the 2 million copies they were prepared to sell, but by today, Friday, as many as 5 million copies of Charlie Hebdo will be sold. And as that happens, I am still proud to proclaim, Je suis Charlie. I am Charlie. But I admit, I am feeling a little sheepish this week about how I behaved. The cover of the magazine this week, which portrays the Prophet Mohammed holding a sign saying Je suis Charlie, a tear falling from his eye, and the caption, all is forgiven. Now I get the impulse, even perhaps in some way the obligation to put that cover out as far as the people at the magazine are concerned. I understand the refusal to bow to terror. I understand all of that. I also feel that you have to defend the right to do it, because the idea that speech is going to be forcibly compromised is wrong. But I also know that just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean you should. And I understand that there is a difference between feeling compelled to put out that cover, which will not simply be provocative to a couple of 100 million Muslims, but perhaps genuinely painful to as many as 1 billion more, who won't be provoked, but will be hurt. And where is the obligation to them at this moment? And even if we believe not only they can, but they should produce that cover, I know it shouldn't have been the only image. Imagine if alongside that image of the Prophet Muhammad saying all is forgiven had been another image, an image of Jesus saying, love your enemies. What does it mean to say all is forgiven? And if the publishers of Charlie Hebdo believe that it is sacred to forgive and necessary to imagine an Islam that needs to practice greater forgiveness, what does it mean to also be situated in a Christian tradition? Whether they're religious or not doesn't matter. But to have a teacher who says, as Jesus does, to love your enemies. What are the obligations of those cartoonists to practice the love and forgiveness to others, which those others refused to grant them and their colleagues? It doesn't let the evildoers off the hook, but it does say we are right there with the larger world trying to solve this problem, not just shove something in someone's face. And if that wasn't the image to go, perhaps any of the mosques that have been firebombed in France this week, those where pig parts have been left at the door, or perhaps of the hospital room where a young man is resting now, having been beaten this week, simply because he was thought to be Muslim.